Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? Hey, Muse, when I was gone, did you say anything nice about Derek Carr of the Saints?
About the Saints.
That's new for this show.
About the Saints, not necessarily.
What did you say that was nice?
The Saints. Oh man, we loved up with Chris Olave. Had a great Chris Olave segment that he's been awesome throughout his career so far.
He's been really good. But nothing else.
No, not really.
Yeah. You see, I want to present as honest and impartial a front as possible. I have my opinion. You all know my opinion. I've shared my opinion with you on the topic of the Saints and Derek Carr for more than a year. And it's not changed. I've seen nothing to move me off that spot, which is that Derek Carr is a late teens, early 20s at best starting quarterback in the NFL. He's a middle, late tier NFL starting quarterback who's been in the league for 10 years, and we know what he is. He is Andy Dalton. I shared this with you the day the Saints signed him. He is Andy Dalton. And you can roll your eyes at that, but statistically, they are almost identical to this point in their career. They were drafted, made a franchise player. I made the franchise quarterback of that organization. That organization at the same point in their career has moved on, and then Dalton has become a journeyman since because the organization that knew him best, that paid him, made him their franchise, knew that there was a glass ceiling. He was never going to be able to break through. The people that knew him best, same with the Raiders. They knew what they had and what they didn't in Derek Carr, so they said, we're going to move on to try to find our franchise quarterback that can get us to break through that ceiling. And the Saints overpaid for a guy that is a low-tier starting quarterback in the NFL, very average to below-average starting quarterback in the NFL. That's been my point. A lot of you hemmed and hawed and pushed back and called me a hater, which is stupid. Call me a Saints hater. Ask my wife if I'm a Saints hater. Ask me what I'm like to be around on a Sunday when the Saints lose, or just watch any of my YouTube videos. But when I see things positive about the Saints or Carr, I'm going to share with you. I'm not going to withhold that information. But every time we see something that's a rating or a ranking or a list or anonymous coaches saying this or that, we keep getting a familiar refrain, which I think most of you have come onto the side. So I thought today, I was like, I have more evidence, but instead of doing that today, I was like, let me at least try to present the other side of this. Now, the news today, Pro Football Focus released their grades for the 32 projected starting quarterbacks in the NFL. Okay? So, again, I say it all the time about Pro Football Focus. It's not the metric. It's a metric. So, I don't think it's the be-all, end-all. It's just a metric that we use. So, okay. Pro Football Focus grades Derek Carr 77.2. Grading out of 100, they give Derek Carr a 77.2. Doesn't sound terrible, right? Not really bad. Until you delve a little deeper, where you see like Lamar Jackson's over a 90. You know what I mean? Like, that's what good quarterbacks in the NFL are. 32 starting quarterbacks in the NFL. There are six with a lower score than Derek Carr. That puts him in the bottom quarter of quarterbacks in the NFL. You want to know who the six are? Would you like to hear that list?
I want to hear that list.
Okay. Can we get a drum roll here for this list of six quarterbacks that are ranked lower than Derek Carr? The six quarterbacks with a lower Pro Football Focus grade than Derek Carr are, again, not my grade, remember? Right?
Right. It's not you.
It's Pro Football Focus.
PFF.
Yeah. There are six quarterbacks that have a lower grade than Derek Carr. I mean, you call me a hater. You call me a hater, but it's not my list.
Plenty of people do.
I know, but it's not my list.
Not your list.
So here is a list of six NFL starting quarterbacks that have a lower grade than Derek Carr. I mean, I don't want to do this, Muse.
But you have to.
I mean, I don't want to keep crapping on my favorite team.
Who would?
Some people think I would.
Yeah.
But I've got this list of 6 NFL quarterbacks that had a lower grade from Pro Football Focus than Derek Carr. And it's almost unbelievable to know this list right now.
I'd like to know the list.
Well, I'm getting to it if you would shut up and let me get to it.
I mean,
you keep interrupting me. All right, here you go. Kyler Murray, Bryce Young, Deshaun Watson, Anthony Richardson, Aiden O'Connell, Will Levis. Those are the only quarterbacks in the NFL, according to Pro Football Focus, with a lower grade than Derek Carr. By the way, you know how many games Kyler Murray played in last year?
10.
8.
Oh.
Deshaun Watson?
7.
6.
Dang it.
We didn't practice this either.
So close, dude.
Anthony Richardson?
3.
4.
No, come on.
Aiden O'Connell?
9.
11. Will Levis?
12.
9.
Oh.
The only quarterback on this list that's graded lower than Derek Carr that played a full season is Bryce Young. That's it. Can I say that another way? 32 starting quarterbacks in the NFL. Of all the quarterbacks that started a full season last year, the only one with a worse grade than Derek Carr is Bryce Young. Now, Bryce Young was in the 50s. It was like 56. And there are rookies that are projected to be starters, and they use their college grade from last year. That's obviously not going to carry over, hence Bryce Young. But my point is, you know my point. This is an objective metric that's telling you, of all the guys that started last year, the only one that was worse was the worst quarterback on the worst team. So I beg to you, because you know what I don't want to do, Muse?
What don't you want to do?
Today is July the 8th.
Yep.
Good day. Great people are born on July the 8th. What I don't want to do is go from July the 8th until January, when the season ends, because they ain't going to the playoffs, and say nothing good about Derek Carr or this team. I don't want to do that. So I said, I need your help. I need you to tell me why I should be a believer in Derek Carr, where I'm missing the mark. So an hour and a half ago, I asked you to go on our app, the 104.5 ESPN app, use the speak up function, little microphone at the bottom center, and send me a message, an audio message explaining to me why I should be a believer in Derek Carr. And a grand total of 3 of you did it. 3! 3 whole humans did this. All right, play me the first one, Muse.
I am not a Derek Carr believer.
Ah!
The empty yards emperor has no chance. We'll be lucky to finish third in the NFC South.
By the way, Cassie and Kiwi, off with your heads. But off with your heads, the both of you. Put yourself on camera. You must feel this shame. When we mention the empty yards emperor, Derek Dallas Carr, we stand at attention for his lowness. You get it? His lowness instead of
his lowness. Yeah, I like that.
It's never really good when you have to explain the joke. All right, so that guy, what was his name, by the way?
That was Ryan.
What's Ryan's last name?
Okay, I didn't know we were going to do last names. Ryan Smith.
Ryan Smith, not a believer in Carr. Who's our next one?
Tybris Hurts.
All right, Tybris, let's hear what you got.
Matthew, I don't know why you continue to poo-poo this man's career. He has over 39,000 yards, 247 touchdowns to 107 interception ratio, 92.3 quarterback rating. No, he hasn't won a
Close
playoff
your door,
game.
Man.
But of course this man is a serviceable backup quarterback.
What? Tyrus, beautiful dismount. He had me the whole way. Did he have you?
Yes, he did.
You know what I just Googled when he said he had 30,000 yards? I was like, I'm Googling Andy Dalton. 38,511 yards, 204. Look up Derek Carr's career statistics real quick.
All right.
Here's Andy Dalton's career statistics. 38,511 yardage, 246 touchdowns, 144 picks. What's Derek Carr's career yardage?
Derek Carr, career yardage, 39-1.
They're 600 yards apart in their career in passing yardage.
242 touchdowns.
246. These Dalton's got more touchdowns. Interceptions.
107.
144 for Andy Dalton. How many games?
159.
169 for Andy Dalton. They are the same player. Andy Dalton and Derek Carr are the same player. Oh, we got one more?
We got one more. This is Ralph Bergeron.
Let's hear you, Ralph.
Hi, overly optimistic Saints fan here, but the reason that I'm hopeful that Derek Carr will be much better next year is really the way he finished last season. Over the last 5 games, I thought he played, relatively well, and showed an ability to command the offense at that point, coupled with Klint Kubiak coming in, and I think reestablishing the run game, which should only help.
I hope that's sincere. But I would like to remind you that when the Saints won 3 of their last 5 a year ago, 4 of their last 5, they beat Carolina, who was the worst team in the league. They beat the Giants, who had, what was his name? Tommy Chicklets?
Tommy Cutlets.
Tommy Cutlets. I said Chicklets.
Tommy Cutlets, man.
Old Tommy Cutlets.
So good.
They lost. The one good team they played, the Rams, they lost. And if you remember, they were getting annihilated. Carr had like 6 yards passing. And then when it was like 30-4, they pulled everybody and started throwing for a lot of yards late in the game. He did have a nice game against Tampa on the road when they won. And then they beat the Falcons 48-17. That's the game when Jameis came in and became everybody's hero. Let's be very honest. That winning 4 of the last 5, your season was over, and you were playing garbage teams. If that's the reason I should be optimistic, I'm not optimistic. Tybris really nailed the dismount.
That was good. That was so good.
All
Yeah.
right, very good. I'm glad we got the Emperor of Empty Yards back. Okay. If you two don't stand it, again, like off with your heads. I'm telling you. The Emperor will come down here with his whole band of merry men. Put you in the guillotine. That's where you go. Stand for the Emperor. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.